A couple of things before we start.
Nekoliko stvari prije nego počnemo.
As a teacher, as a professor,
kao učitelj, kao profesor,
I want you to give me feedback or ask questions or concerns that you may have.
Volio bi da imamo povratnu informaciju, da mi postavljate pitanja i svoje dojmove i tako dalje.
I'm hoping this will not be a lecture, but a discussion, a conversation.
Ja bih više volio da to bude jedna diskusija nego samo lekcija poučavanja.
So I really encourage you, if you have a question or concern, or if something is not right, just say, whoa, John, time out, it's not right.
Zato vas ohrabrujem, ukoliko vam nešto nije jasno, ukoliko trebate pojašnjenje ili želite nešto pridonijeti raspravi, javite se i recite, Johne, evo, ja bih volio pitati.
And we'll talk about it.
I mi ćemo o tome razgovarati.
Okay?
Okay?
The second thing,
druga stvar,
is we're going to talk about things that are very concerning for each of us.
Razgovarat ćemo o stvarima koje su zaista zabrinjavajuće za svakoga od nas.
If for any reason some of the topics we talk about bring up strange feelings,
ako zbog nekog razloga dok ćemo razgovarati neke stvari o kojima ćemo razgovarati izazovu u vama nekakve čudne osjećaje,
because of your experiences in the past,
zbog vašeg iskustva koje ste imali u prošlosti,
let me know that too, because our intent is not to create problems.
Molimo vas da to podijelite s nama, da mi kažete, jer ja ne želim izazvati probleme.
I don't expect that to happen, but I want to be cautious, okay?
Mislim da se to neće dogoditi, ali budimo na oprezu.
Okay. Now then, one more disclaimer.
Još jedna stvar.
I do not have the history that you have.
Ja ne poznajem povijest koju vi imate, ne posjedujem povijest koju vi imate.
Okay. My grandfather was a veteran of World War I.
Moj djed je bio veteran Prvog svjetskog rata.
My father is a veteran of World War II.
Moj otac Drugog svjetskog rata.
My war was Vietnam.
Moj rat je bio Vijetnam.
I did not have to serve though, I was in college at the time.
Nisam trebao sudjelovati u njemu jer sam bio na faksu.
So I don't have the experience that you all have.
Tako da ja nemam to iskustvo koje vi imate.
But I have read and I have studied and I have talked to a lot of people.
A ja sam mnogo čitao, mnogo sam razgovarao i studirao upravo ove stvari sa mnogim ljudima.
So what I'm presenting to you is what I have learned.
Ono što ja vama sada želim prezentirati, pokazati je ono što sam ja naučio.
Which will be a little bit different from those of you that have experienced this.
Što može biti drugačije od onoga što ste vi iskusili.
So, all that being said,
sad kad smo to rekli za početak,
we're going to talk about
razgovarat ćemo
a topic called moral injury.
Govorit ćemo o sadržaju koji se zove moralna trauma ili povrijeđenost.
The fact of moral injury has been going on since man first was in conflict.
Upravo ova stvar, moralna povrijeđenost počinje već od samih početaka čovječanstva.
Thousands and thousands of years ago.
Tisuće i tisuće godina prije.
We have just recently began to call it what it is right now.
Samo smo mi tek sada počeli govoriti i nazivati ovim imenom koje sada smo stavili.
So the language is new.
Govor je drugačiji.
But what it's about is not new at all.
Ali sadržaj toga, o čemu se radi, je isti u biti.
We're going to talk about moral injury and what that means.
Govorit ćemo o moralnoj povrijeđenosti ili traumi i što to znači.
Is what experiences have I had in my life that have hurt me or caused me pain at a level that I cannot explain.
I o moralnim povredama koje su me toliko, i iskustvima koja su me toliko povrijedila u jednom trenutku koje ne mogu objasniti.
And whether you experience it or not, the men and women that you work with and your Veterans Association have experienced it, I promise.
I možda ako vi niste iskusili, zasigurno su muškarci i žene u vašoj organizaciji iskusili
Okay.
te
Now,
poglede.
you have heard the phrase post-traumatic stress disorder, right?
Zasigurno ste čuli za frazu posttraumatski stresni poremećaj, PTSD.
PTSD, yeah. Moral injury is more than PTSD.
Moralna povreda je još mnogo više nego PTSD.
It involves a little bit of what PTSD is, but it's much more complicated.
Uključuje dijelove PTSD-a, ali je još mnogo složeniji.
So allow me for just a few moments
Dopustite mi za nekoliko trenutaka
to teach you a psychology lesson. And I apologize for that, but that's who I am.
da vas poučim malo o psihologiji, ali ja sam psiholog, pa to je moja domena.
So, all of us have in our lives, when we're little bitty, when we're small children, we have events in our lives that when they happen to us,
Imali smo u svojem djetinjstvu stvari koje su nam se dogodile,
and those events can be anything from what mama teaches us, and papa teaches us, and grandma teaches us.
events. Ti događaji mogu biti da li nas je mama poučila nešto ili otac nas je nešto poučio ili nam se nešto dogodilo.
We learn about what is right and what is wrong,
Naučili smo što je dobro, što je loše,
what is good and what is bad.
što je dobro, a što je loše.
Has your mama ever said, "Don't do that"? My mother was a finger shaker.
Se sjećate da vam je mama
That's a bad thing.
išla sa prstom, ne to raditi.
And occasionally she would say, "That's a good thing."
I neki put bi rekla, to je sad bilo dobro.
But I was not always a good boy.
A ja nisam uvijek bio dobar dečko.
But I learned
Ali naučio sam
the good things and the bad things,
razlikovati dobro od zloga.
and the right things and the wrong things.
I ono što je dobro, a što nije.
And those things began to establish themselves to events that occurred with me.
I to se počelo stvarati u meni uvjerenja.
And let me give you an example.
Mogu vam dati jedan primjer.
When I was a little boy, before I started school,
Kada sam bio mali dečko, prije nego što sam još počeo ići u školu,
we lived in a house
živjeli smo u kući
that was very near the local grocery market.
koja je bila blizu jednog dućana sa špecerama.
Now this was a long time ago.
To je bilo davno,
Long time ago.
jako davno.
When it was safe for children to walk the streets by themselves.
Dok je bilo sigurno da djeca mogu po ulicama hodati sigurno, bez
And
problema.
in the mornings, Mom would kick us out of the house
I ujutro bi nas mama potjerala van iz kuće,
and said, "Go play with your friends,
idite se igrati sa prijateljima.
and I will call you when it's lunchtime."
I ja ću te pozvat kada bude ručak.
So we would go off and we would play.
I mi bi izašli van i igrali se.
And one day, I was playing with my friends,
I jednog dana ja sam se igrao sa prijateljima
and we walked to the grocery market, which wasn't far from our house.
i otišli smo do te trgovine koja nije bila udaljena puno od kuće.
And when we walked in, there was a display of very, very nice candy.
I kad smo ušli, tamo je bila jedan izlog sa jako lijepim igračkama.
And it was about eye level.
I točno u razini oči.
And I thought, "Oh, this looks good."
I ja sam si mislio, ovo dobro izgleda.
So I took some,
Tak sam si uzeo
and I went back home.
i vratio sam se doma.
I didn't pay for it.
Nisam platio,
I had no money.
nisam imao novaca.
When I got home, my mother looked at me and she said, "John,
Mama me pogledala i rekla je, John,
where'd you get the candy?"
odakle ti ta igračka?
I said, "From the grocer."
Pa iz dućana.
"How did you get it?"
Kako si ti to uzeo?
"I took it.
Uzeo sam.
It was just sitting there."
Pa tamo je stajalo, pa sam si uzeo.
And she went, "Oh, there's the finger."
I onda je krenuo.
No, that is bad.
Ne, to je loše.
That is wrong.
To nisi smio učiniti.
I said, "Oh."
Ja sam ga rekao,
And her solution was,
i njezino rješenje je bilo,
go back to the store,
vrati se u dućan,
find the owner of the store,
idi vlasniku dućana,
apologize for stealing his candy,
ispričaj se jer si ukrao.
and here is the money to pay the man.
I ovdje je novac koji treba dati za taj slatkiš.
I went, no, I'm not.
Neću ja.
And she said, yes.
Da, rekla je ona.
I said, come with me, Mama.
Rekao sam, mama, odi sa mnom.
She said, no.
Ne.
You stole the candy.
Ti si ukrao taj slatkiš,
You paid for the candy.
moraš i platiti za to.
So I went back to the grocer.
Vratio sam se tamo u dućan.
I knew the man. We shopped there all the time.
Znao sam tog čovjeka, stalno smo tamo kupovali.
And I looked for him and I said, Mr. Simmons,
Rekao sam mu, gospodine Simons,
I stole your candy.
ja sam vam ukrao slatkiš.
And now I want to pay for it.
I ja sad želim to platiti.
And he went, oh, you stole my candy.
Ti si ukrao moj slatkiš.
Should I call the police?
Da zovem policiju?
I said, it may be easier than Mama.
Možda je bilo lakše s njima nego s mamom.
He said, no, I won't call the police, but did you learn a lesson?
Kaže, neću zvat policiju, ali jesi li naučio lekciju?
I said, yes, I did.
Jesam.
I cannot take things that do not belong to me.
Ne smijem uzimati stvari koje mi ne pripadaju.
That is bad.
To je loše.
That is wrong.
To nije dobro.
Now, that is one of those events.
To je nešto, jedan od
How
događaja.
do we focus it? Can we focus it?
Jedan od događaja koje su me stvorili uvjerenje.
Hard, okay, we'll just keep talking. That's one of those events that when it goes into my head,
Kada je ušlo u moje srce i u moju glavu,
then I have what's down here called, get my glasses so I can read the right thing. It develops a belief system for me.
I to je stvorilo u meni jedan sustav uvjerenja.
And what I learn is there are good things and bad things,
I ono što sam naučio je da postoje dobre stvari i loše stvari.
and right things and wrong things.
Znači pravilne i neispravne.
Now, as I grow up, that belief system gets larger and larger.
I pošto sam rastao i sazrijevao, moj sustav uvjerenja je postao sve veći i veći.
You don't steal things.
Ne kradeš stvari.
You don't hurt people.
Ne povređuješ ljude.
You don't call people names.
Ne nazivaš ljude lošim imenima.
And the list goes on. You know what I'm talking
I ta
about.
lista se nastavlja i znate o čemu govorim.
And as we grow and as we learn about things that are right and wrong,
I kako učimo i kako sazrijevamo i učimo stvari razlikovati dobro od zloga,
we begin to find that we do things in life that causes us to have to rely on those beliefs to choose the right answer or the wrong answer.
Nailazimo na situaciju u životu kada moramo živjeti po tim uvjerenjima da izaberemo ono što je dobro, a što je loše.
So I go to school,
Na primjer, idem u školu
and we're having a test in school, an exam,
i imamo ispit u školi, test,
and I don't know the answer,
a ja ne znam, na primjer, odgovore,
but my classmate knows the
a
answer.
moj susjed ima odgovore.
Oh.
I onda prepisujem, jel?
I steal the answer from my classmate,
To jest, kradem znanje i odgovore od mojega susjeda.
now that's my choice. I can choose to take the answer or not take the
To
answer.
je moj izbor, ja mogu izabrati prepisivati ili ne.
But that decision goes through what I call the gatekeeper.
Ali ta odluka ide kroz tog čuvara vrata,
And
savjest.
that gatekeeper is called my conscience.
I taj čuvar mojih vrata se zove savjest.
And my conscience is developed based on motives,
I moja savjest se razvija kroz motive
and intentions.
i namjere.
What are my motives and intentions? Why do I want to steal?
Moje namjere i motivi, zašto ja želim krasti,
Why do I want to steal the answer?
zašto želim prepisivati, na primjer.
Because I want to make a good grade.
Zato što želim dobre ocjene.
Is that right?
Teče to u redu?
No, it's not right.
Nije u redu.
So I have to go with my conscience and go, do I take it, do I not? Do I take it, do I not?
I ja sada moram svoju savjest kroz to trenirati, moram upotrijebiti savjest da li da napravim tako nešto ili ne.
I hear mama in my head saying, no, you don't take it.
Čujem u svojoj glavi majku koja kaže ne, to nećeš
It
napraviti.
doesn't belong to you,
To tebi ne pripada.
but I want to make a good grade.
Ali ja želim steći dobru ocjenu.
Do I take it, do I not?
Hoću li to učiniti ili ne?
Sometimes my conscience wins and says no.
Neki puta moja savjest pobjedi i kaže ne.
And sometimes I do things against my conscience,
I neki puta učinim stvari protivne moje
and even though I
savjesti.
know it's wrong,
Iako znam da je loše,
I do it anyway.
ipak učinim.
And that doing it is called behavior, the way I act.
I ono što mi učinimo u tom trenutku se zove ponašanje.
So now as I'm growing up, I'm getting all these beliefs in my head and in my heart. What's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad.
I kako rastem i odrastam, te sve stvari se oblikuju u meni, što je dobro, što je loše, što treba učiniti, što ne.
Life events begin to happen. I begin to make choices.
Počinju se događati životne stvari, znači životne okolnosti.
I do things,
Ja
My
činim
behavior.
stvari po svom ponašanju
and there is an outcome
i na koncu se dolazi do posljedica
based on what I do.
na temelju onoga što činim i što odlučujem.
Now, let me ask you, have you ever done anything that was wrong
Da vas upitam osobno, jeste li ikad učinili nešto što nije dobro
and you could not get it out of your head?
i niste mogli tu stvar izbaciti iz svoje glave?
Oh, what if I get caught? What if they find out?
A šta ako me uhvate, šta ako shvate i skuže,
What if mama finds out? What if the teacher finds out?
šta ako mama sazna, što ako učitelj sazna.
And the outcome
I ta posljedica
goes back up into my conscience.
se vraća u moju savjest.
And even though I may have done something wrong, I learn the next time I don't do it that way. I don't like the outcome.
I zbog toga odlučujemo, ja to ne želim sljedeći puta učiniti jer nam se ne sviđa posljedica.
So we learn over time. I make bad decisions occasionally.
I kroz vrijeme naučimo da radimo neke odluke povremeno.
But my gatekeeper is designed that when I make a bad decision, I correct it.
Ali ta čuvar vrata, ta savjest je zato napravljena da kada učinim neku lošu stvar, da je ispravim.
And for most of us, most of the time, we do the right thing.
I za nas, većinu našeg vremena mi činimo ispravne stvari.
Because we have learned it's the right thing to do.
Zato što smo naučili, to su stvari koje su ispravne.
It's just right.
To je jednostavno ispravno i dobro.
It's just good.
I dobro.
You know? It makes me feel good when I pass someone on the sidewalk or the street who doesn't have much and I have something I can share and I give it to them.
Meni je to jednostavno, učini mi to dobro. Imam dobar osjećaj kada nekome pomognem na prijevozu, cestovnom prijevozu, tako.
What makes me feel good?
Što me učini dobrim ili pomognem nekome ili kupim neku hranu ili tako dalje, siromašno.
What is it inside of us that makes us feel good?
Što to u nama učini da se osjećamo dobro?
Because I've learned it's right.
Jer sam to naučio,
It's the
da je
right
to
thing
dobro,
to do.
to je nešto što treba učiniti.
If I stand up for somebody else that's being hurt or talked about, and I go, no, you can't talk about my friend like that.
Ako stanemo pored nekoga koji govori loše o nekome drugome i ja stanem i kažem, ne možeš tako govoriti o mom prijatelju,
It's the right thing to do.
to je prava, ispravna stvar za učiniti.
Now,
Sad,
let's take this into your military history a little bit.
ajmo sad ovo što smo sada vidjeli staviti u kontekst našeg vojnog iskustva.
Now you have your conscience that you grew up with, that your family taught you.
Imali ste savjest koju vas je vaša obitelj naučila i oblikovala.
And at some point, it's no longer your mama's or your daddy's, it belongs to you.
I nakon nekog vremena više to nisu vaš mater i mama ili tata, nego to sad pripada vama.
Today, I do, I hope, good things because I know it's the right thing, not because my mama would be mad.
Danas činim stvari prvenstveno radi toga što znam da su to dobre stvari, a ne radi toga što bi se možda moja mama naljutila.
Because I know it's mine.
Ja znam da je to sad moja savjest.
If someone asks me to do something wrong, I go no.
Ako mi neko želi nagovoriti i učiniti nešto krivo, ja kažem ne.
Not because mama said no,
Ne zbog toga što mama kaže ne,
but because I have learned that's the right thing to do.
nego
It's
zbog
mine.
toga što sam ja naučio da su te stvari loše.
Now, we joined the military.
Pridružili smo se vojsci.
And the first thing that you're asked to do
I prva stvar koju traže od vas
is whatever happens in your life as a military person,
što god se dogodi u vašem životu kao osoba, kao vojniku,
we want you to do what's right.
želimo da učinite ono ispravno.
If your commanding officer says to do it and it's wrong, don't obey your commanding officer. Don't.
Aha. A ako zapovjednik traži od vas nešto loše, nemojte to učiniti.
Is that true?
Je li to istina?
No. No, it's not true. The commanding officer becomes your conscience.
Nego tvoja savjest postaje tvoj zapovjednik.
And his commanding officer becomes your conscience.
A njegov nadređeni postane njegova savjest.
And there are